Hello and welcome to this lesson on The Man from Snowy River. Make sure that you have your movie favourite book with you and a pencil so that you can follow along. All right, if you've accessed this document, which is this Google Doc here, and you haven't seen the video, this is the link to what the video is that I'm doing right now. And we've got the poster of the film here. And we'll just talk a little bit about the background of the film. So it's based on a poem by Banjo Patterson, and you can read that by clicking on this hyperlink here. And it's a long poem, and feel free to do that. But also, there's a Spotify link to Fred Hollow's reading that poem as well. And poetry is really sort of comes alive when it's performed and really well spoken. So do check that out. All right, back to this document here. To summate the whole poem, it's about this really valuable horse that escapes, and a fellow chases it down through really crazy mountains and bushland, captures it, and becomes legendary. So that's sort of what that poem's about. All right, and the film, of course. So the location, where is this Snowy River? As we're in Canberra, it's not too far away from us. So if we're going from Canberra, which is in the centre here, and here, we head all the way down past Cooma, head off to Jindabyne. Yeah, we're looking at this sort of area around here. All right, so if you ever have the chance and you go from Jindabyne up through Thredbo, and then if you keep going past Thredbo, you come down to the Murray River, which is down here. And it's fantastic scenery, by the way. And in the snow melt around October, you can actually sort of whitewater raft down that area. And it's spectacular scenery. Obviously very mountainous and very very rugged, but filled with lots of trees as well. So it's quite a spectacular part of the world. We'll head back to this document. If you want to see the movie trailer, you can check that out as well. There's a YouTube clip for that. All of this sort of background information sometimes will help the performer or the conductor with the interpretation of the piece, and gives some ideas, some mental images that might help them. All right, music recording is here, and you should listen to it, and that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to pop that up, and I'm also going to get the PDF of the score so that we can follow along. So get your music out right now, and I'm going to try following the piece as we play it. R5? Oh, sorry, 3. R5 down. We have to bar 13. One. Bar 29. buzz. All right, so that is Man from Snowy River with the recording. Back to the Google Doc. Right, so the main theme of the piece is shared, which is nice, of all the instruments, which is really nice. At bar 5, the flute and bells and the oboe have the melody. And clarinets have it at bar 21, as do alto saxes, and our lower woodwind, tenor sax and bass clarinet have it at bar 37. All right, so whenever you have the main theme or the main melody, it's vital that that is able to be heard amongst all of the other players in the band. So as you're playing that section, make sure that you're listening around. But alternatively, if you don't have the melody at those spots, you need to look out for that. So with your pencil now, if you could find bar 5, and you can say the melody is at bar 5, listen out for that. 21 and 37 are the other spots as well. As you listen to it, there might be more where it comes in, but as a brief little overview, that's what they look like. And except for bass clarinet and tenor saxophone, you have a rest on the first beat. So I've set up the top here. Make sure you take a large breath to ensure you play the whole phrase. So we don't want any breaths during this section here. It needs to be big breath here, so right above that rest, or circle that rest and write a big breath, and play the whole thing with one breath. Please do not disrupt that phrase. All right, let's head down to some rhythmic motifs or rhythmic ideas that occur, and one of them is this ta ti ti ta ti ti ta ti ti ta. That happens with our clarinets, bass clarinet and tenor saxophone, and it sort of gives some movement to the piece, so that needs to be clear. And this dotted crotchet from our lower brass and lower woodwind, I should say, throughout the piece. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Making sure that you really do count the 1 and 2 and 3, 4 to make that exact. Okay, so lower woodwind, please right above that 1 and 2, and then over that quaver another and then 3, 4 over the minimum there. Great, so that's some of the rhythmic motifs in our woodwind. Next, there's this melody answering sort of passage to the melody, and flutes and bells have that in bar 23 and 24. So clarinets and altos at bar 21, rest ta 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 ti 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 da da da, and then this is important, and you guys have rest ti da, rest ti da da da, and that needs to be brought out, because if you can see the other parts during that time, not much is happening. They're just playing sort of long notes, and that's got some movement to the phrase and to the piece. So please bring that part out, everyone. I'm just recording at the moment, whoever's coming into the thingo. All right, so key signature. You need to be aware of that, and I've got you to ask yourselves what key signature you do have, and depending on what instrument, it's going to look differently, and there are the options there. Some people have some accidentals within the piece, and I would like you to work out what they are. So go through the score, your music, and the band arrangement, and just find those notes, those accidentals. Remember, accidentals are notes that are not in the key signature, and just be careful when they arrive. As we scroll down, dynamics. Okay, it's not a huge range of dynamics in this piece, but They are important and they are subtle, and you can still make them really effective. So I just put it as an example. In the first 4 bars of the piece, everyone has a crescendo and a decrescendo. Okay, we're all moving as one there. So it's important that every single person within the band follows that and works together. And I would encourage everyone to get your pencil now and circle all the little dynamics just so that you can make sure that you are playing them. You are making a difference. Okay, scrolling down. Oh, so as you might have heard in the music, there is a melody that's very well known, and if you can name it, that is awesome. So have a listen to it. Bar 29, I reckon, is where it's at, and I've written here that composers, film composers, and arrangers do use melodies from other music to help the audience who are listening to it um, associate a place, a time, an emotion to the film, and it's a really effective way of doing that. And Bruce Rowland, who's an Australian film composer, has used that technique in here. All right. Well, that's some ideas for you guys to work at, and I'd like you to listen to it a few times, go through the score. As you do so, answer those questions, use your pencil, circle the dynamics, any expression things that you need to, and good luck in performing and practicing Man from Snowy River.